Hi everybody, it's the Ruthless Jobber here. Welcome back to the channel. I can't remember the episode number, but this is our invasion angle on TEW 9. I think it's episode 12 or 13, but I could be wrong. Start off with a couple of pre-show matches. Jindrak and Stasiak take on Right to Censor. Terrible match. Jindrak and Stasiak got the win in 13 minutes 40. Stasiak pinned Bull Buchanan. I know it's two heel teams against each other, but yeah, just wanted to sort of put these guys in. 41 wrestling, 42 crowd, 46 overall. And Booker T takes on Jeff Hardy. Yeah, pretty decent. Wanted to do something a bit different here as well. Get Booker on the card, albeit pre-show. Taking on Jeff Hardy. In a pre-show bout, had good heat and decent wrestling. Booker T got the win here in 14 minutes 43 by submission. 68 wrestling, 74 crowd, 72 for the segment. And then we've got Scott Steiner teaming up with Sting to take on Raven and Rob Van Dam. Yeah, just to get them on the card, really. I know it's not in the main show, but yeah, get them wrestling. I'm not using WCW much at the moment in ring, so certainly don't want any sort of ring rust to kick in. So we had great heat and decent wrestling. Scott Steiner and Sting got the win here in 15 minutes 30. Sting pinned Rob Van Dam. I didn't choose any of the winners for these pre-show matches, and when you allow the AI to do all the stuff, they usually throw up submission wins. And here, they had someone who's got a submission finisher win by pin. Raven was the weak link. We got 71 wrestling, 79 crowd, and 79 overall. Yeah, pretty pleased with that, actually. So in the main show, we start off with a promo from The Rock and Vince McMahon. I spelled Vince Vicney, though. Yeah, so they're just cutting a promo on WCW. It's just a way to start the show off pretty strong. Get an 80, which I'm quite happy with. That's pretty good, actually. There seems to be I tried to improve a couple of the storylines here using storyline, the creative energy that you spend on storyline boosts, and two failed. So one failed, and Kane received a morale penalty because of his storyline failing with that deployment. Oh well, that's unfortunate, but plenty of green and an 80 overall. The Dudley Boys take on Jerry Lynn and Nathan Jones, just a token tag team match. It was terrible though. The Dudleys got the win in 10 minutes 20. Nathan Jones was counted out while fighting Bubba Ray Dudley. During the match, we had Chuck Palumbo distract Devon Dudley. So the Dudleys are feuding against Diamond Dallas Page and Palumbo and Sean O'Haire at the moment. Sean O'Haire is currently injured, so we're trying to do what we can with Chuck Palumbo. Yeah, not great ratings for this. Might have liked something in the early 60s, but oh well. 44 wrestling, 41 crowd, 55 for the segment. Kevin Nash wants a shot at Chris Jericho, and bearing in mind that Jericho is now the Intercontinental Champion, Nash says, why not throw the IC belt in with it? Vince McMahon comes out and he says, you will not be competing for the Intercontinental title. Why should I allow any WCW members to compete for my belts? You obviously want to do your own thing. You obviously just want to be your own entity and go up against my guys, put us out of business. You will not be competing for any WWF belts. But tonight, you will get your hands on Jericho. We're going to have a tag team match. Jericho is going to team up with Chris Benoit, and he's going to take on you and a partner of your choice. So Kevin Nash will team up with someone, presumably another WCW member, to take on Benoit and Jericho. 65 rating for this one. Not great. Al Snow taking on King Eddie. A decent wild brawl. King Eddie got the win in 8 minutes 33 by pinfall. We had Scott Steiner run in and attack Eddie during the match, but not enough to hinder him, and he still gets the win. 57 wrestling, 63 crowd, 67 overall. Triple H cuts a promo on Raven, disappointed with a 65. So basically, Raven was the reason that Triple H lost the Intercontinental title last week, so Triple H is furious at Raven. I haven't gone into too many details, but it's basically just to get that sort of promo on the card. It makes sense that he would be angry at Raven. 65 rating overall. They will be facing off against each other at Vengeance. It would have been for the Intercontinental title, but not anymore. Triple threat match for the European title. Just thought I'd do something a little bit different. Don't do many triple threats, really. So we've got a decent match. Should tell you who's wrestling first. We've got Albert taking on Matt Hardy, taking on Test. And a decent match. Matt Hardy got the win here in 12 minutes 49. He pinned Test and it's defense number 3 of his European title. 55 wrestling, 62 crowd, 64 overall. Backstage, we have got Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon, and Shane just sort of sees Vince. He approaches him, a little bit kind of tentatively, and maybe you can sort of sense a little bit of tension. And Shane McMahon just says to his father, "You have missed an opportunity here." Vince McMahon's, "What do you mean? If you can't see the opportunity, Dad, then it makes me wonder why you're in business, and it makes me realise that I've made the right decision taking WCW and trying to take you guys on, because if you can't see this big opportunity that's right in front of you, then I wonder how long this company is going to last with you at the helm." And Shane walks off, and Vince is like, "Opportunity? What? What does he mean? I don't understand." So we get a rating 67 for this one. Edge and Christian take on Kai and Tai. We had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Edge and Christian got the win in 6 minutes 57. Edge pinned Funaki. So this was a high spots match. Whether that was a mistake or not, I don't know. But I think, these guys, Kai and Tai being sort of lightweight, really should get. Although I haven't checked their skills, I imagine they should be quite good in the air. And Edge and Christian, well, we know, yeah. But yeah, disappointed with the result. Well, saying that, I don't know. Edge and Christian aren't really over, and Kai and Tai, I think they're both unimportant. So I suppose it's not too bad. 53 wrestling, 52 crowd, and 66 for the match. We have a outside broadcast video with Kane, and he's cutting a promo on Sting. He's kind of in like a fire pit, the whole Kane thing. There's a fire behind him or surrounding him, and he's like in a fire pit, and he's just cutting a promo on Sting and the fact that he's vowing to get the Undertaker's bike back. Sting stole the bike, or WCW stole the bike. So just to sort of add to the storyline there. Disappointed with this rating as well, 54. Why are we getting such poor? Locker room morale is low. That's probably affected most of our ratings then. That's going to kill us. The Big Show takes on Dean Malenko. Just wanted to get the Big Show on the card. We don't use him very often. He takes on Dean Malenko here. Get a decent match. Big Show got the win in 10 minutes 30 by a pinfall. 58 wrestling rating. The crowd was 66. An overall 69, which isn't, I suppose it's not too drastic. Post-match, we had Lance Storm come out and attack Dean Malenko. Nothing more to this one. These two are feuding. 62 for the segment. K Quick takes on Kurt Angle. This is just another Kurt Angle domination. So he's kind of furious at losing the King of the Ring final last month. So all of his matches, since then he's been quite aggressive and just sort of beating everyone up really badly. He gets the win here in 4 minutes 15 by submission. This was a storytelling match. So 59 wrestling, 67 crowd, 63 overall. Not a great rating, but we're just trying to tell this sort of, although it's not a game, it's not a storyline in game. We're kind of telling it that Kurt Angle's obviously on the warpath at the moment. Gene Okerlund interviews Steve Austin. This was just to get Austin on the card. Didn't really have room for him, to be honest. It seems a bit crazy not using your champion, but it is kind of the championship's kind of taking a back seat to the WCW storyline at the moment. So he kind of cuts a promo on Chris Benoit because they are meeting at Vengeance for the title, and he mentions Triple H. Triple H will bounce back. He was cheated out of the title when Raven interfered. I know he'll deal with Raven at Vengeance. I've full confidence that Triple H will bounce back, and he'll have his hands on some gold again soon. Rating of 78, but the main thing here really was just to get Austin on the card, get a decent rating, which we got. Well, I'd say decent. We need to be getting higher than that, really, at our level. But just cut that promo on Chris Benoit, hype up that match for Vengeance. The main event gets an 85. That is kind of more like it. So we had Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho team up against Kevin Nash, and he chose Diamond Dallas Page as his partner. So we had great heat and good wrestling. Benoit and Jericho got the win in 16 minutes 56. Diamond Dallas Page was disqualified when Ric Flair ran in and attacked Chris Jericho. 75 wrestling, 82 crowd, 85 overall. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, look what we got here. Diamond Dallas Page and Kevin Nash showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Keep that in our back pocket. Okay, yeah, nice. Quite happy with that main event. 70 rating, not the best, but not too bad. Of course, it's a post-match brawl. So WCW members come in to help out DDP and Nash. So we had, if I remember, well, I don't need to remember, it's here, but Booker T, Buff Bagwell, and Ric Flair and Sting come out to help Nash and Diamond Dallas Page. And then The Rock comes out. I've kind of written here, I didn't write it actually, I was going to put to even up the numbers, but I obviously then realised actually it doesn't really even the numbers up because there's still more WCW guys. I obviously took that out. But The Rock does sort of clear the ring of the WCW guys, and we sort of finish with the WWF guys quite kind of standing strong in the ring. So 70 rating for the last segment. What do we get overall? 73. Yeah, we are still struggling. These storylines just aren't kind of cutting it at the moment. We've got a few to end at Vengeance. I say a few, maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, we need to look at them quite desperately. Financial reports made just over 200,000. Popularity report, it's not looking good, is it? Couple of things to look at backstage then. A few emails. He wants to come into the main roster. So does Scott Vick. Drug test fees and the viewing figures for Raw. Okay, fine. And there's a light bulb here. What's someone done? Chuck Palumbo. Here we go. Steroid user, stern warning, small negative impact, and Rob Van Dam. That's got to be drugs, isn't it? Soft drug user. Okay. Stern warning. Nothing noteworthy. Okay, could have been worse. Okay, there's not really anything else to go through apart from the card for Vengeance. Get your predictions in. Let's take a look. So the world title's on the line as Steve Austin takes on Chris Benoit. The Intercontinental belt will also be on the line as Chris Jericho will take on Albert. The Tag Team Championships, the APA taking on Edge and Christian. And we have a unification match for the Light Heavyweight title and European title. Jerry Lynn, the Light Heavyweight Champion, will take on Matt Hardy, the European Champion. The idea is just to unify the belts. I don't have the energy for all these singles titles. So we're going to get rid of at least one of those. We've got a 6-man tag. Kane, King Eddie, and The Rock will team up from the WWF to take on the WCW team of Buff Bagwell, Scott Steiner, and Sting. The Dudley Boys take on Kurt Angle and William Regal. Triple H takes on Raven. Dean Malenko taking on Lance Storm. And The Big Show will get his hand on Booker T. So I know we didn't really build up the majority of these matches. I don't see Vengeance as one of the main pay-per-views. I mean, I guess it is, and I guess back in those days, all of the pay-per-views were really big. But, yeah, I just don't see it as... I mean, we've got SummerSlam next. My energy's going into that one. So, yeah. But get your predictions in here. I mean, some of them might appear pretty obvious, but that's fine. But I do like to read your reasons as to why you think something might be going a particular way, and I have been known to, put in a few surprises, so who knows. I'm going to draw this episode to a close then. Please join me for Vengeance. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.